Yeah, yeah, light it up. Grab a drink, we bout to chop it up. Yeah, yeah. Chop it up, chop it up. We just vibing, never run. Real talk, no filter, no front. Laughing loud, that's how we run. Chop it up, chop it up. Best nights when the words don't stop. From the soul, yeah, we keep it a book. That's the vibe when we chop it up. Pull up, no plan, just a move. Kicks on the couch, we in the groove. Yeah. Deep combos at 2 a.m. Fix the world and we laugh again. No phone, just us and the vibe. Truth on the table, we keep it live. We just vibing, never rush. Real talk, no filter, no front. Rapping loud, that's how we roll. Chop it up. Best nights when the word don't stop. From the soul, yeah, we keep it above. That's the vibe when we chop it up. Yeah. One more story, one more round. Yeah. Ain't no better place to be found.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Chop It Up podcast. My name is Alex. I'm in Florida. Alex Nusila. Here are my fellow podcasters. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What up? Inoke fam, Alex Inoke. Welcome to the podcast where we just chop it up.
Yo, Agustino Polo, aka Mr. Beha. Also the youngest one on this podcast. Tuning in from Lehigh, Utah, yeah.
Why you have to make?
We're not gonna start violent with this aggressiveness.
Hold on, guys. Aggression is what you make it. All right.
Why did you have to start off with that, bro?
That's unnecessary.
I'm just saying.
Introduce yourself like that.
Like no one's even in the chat. No one asked your. We didn't say our age or any of that.
I didn't say an age.
Yeah, but no one knew who was older or not. I mean, I know.
I mean, we don't know. You know, we can't call that.
like, I mean, actually, I'm younger than you, but so. Yeah.
All right.
How'd you like that intro?
Oh, that
little animation.
It's good, man.
Animation.
It's very, very hotty. Huh?
Hot.
See, the thing is, every week we figure something out and a little bit better and a little bit better, huh?
Yeah, we look less Elo every week.
Well,
never were Elo, guys.
You know, I wouldn't say that, but at some point you got to start from somewhere. So we're just figuring it out as we go.
That's right.
Picking up the pieces. Anyways, what's up with the world? What's going on in the world, man? What kind of topics you guys been on? What's been coming through your guys' feed?
Real quick, we're on YouTube. We got 6 watching on YouTube live. So just letting you guys know. I got to redo the Twitch. I was going to have us on Twitter, X Live, but I got to redo my account there. So next time we go on live, I have it ready. So.
Okay.
And anybody who's in the on YouTube, you can jump in the chat if there's any, subjects you want us to talk about. Just drop it in there and with $20. No, just joking. Just drop it in there and we'll talk about it.
$20, boy.
Make it
holla. We need that money, bro.
All right.
So what's up? What's on your guys' current events list? Was your guys' week last week? Family good? Everybody good? What's going on?
Good. Doing some backyard excavation. I'm working on some putting some pavers in. Yeah.
Honey-do list. Is that part of your honey-do list?
Yes. You love the dirt out here, Kusi, because it's all sand.
No rocks, nothing. Once you get past the roots of the trees, everything is sand and like clay, bro. Yeah. Smooth, bro. Smooth, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think when we excavated, so that one pond we did was 580 feet by 80 feet wide. I don't think I hit one rock or a stone or nothing, bro.
Yeah, we hit
any of that out.
Whoever took out the trees, they they dug big holes and they put all the
They put
stumps
them
in there.
in
That's
there
the only
and then they
yeah.
filled it back in. So when we went to dig it out, dig the pond up, we found these big ass burnt roots in there, bro. But other than that, bro, the clay and the sand is nice out there. It's good to
Yeah.
that dirt out there is perfect to work in. You
We're
won't
digging
ruin your
over here.
machine.
We're digging over here, west of here, and we hit a boulder that was 11 feet by 9 feet.
No,
And we
thank you.
dug
You could
all
keep
the
that.
way underneath. I used the 352 to like kind of just roll it up onto the shoulder.
Mm.
It's still sitting there. Looks like an
Mm.
SUV over there. Just
So they're gonna have to like what they're just gonna fahi that and take it
yeah,
away.
yeah. They're like, hey, do you want to break it for us? And I was like, no, I don't actually. I actually don't want to do that for you. Yeah, man, just pushing dirt, laying utilities, man. Dirt and pipe, dirt and pipe,
Laying pipe, huh?
laying pipe.
Professional pipe layer.
I'm not gonna walk into this trap you got for me there, bud.
No, it's not a trap. I'm just the people out there want to know like, are you a professional pipe layer?
I'm not. I'm a concrete carpenter by trade, and I'm currently pushing dirt around in a big machine that I can't afford.
Oh, so
One
the
Mm,
other
day.
guys outside the machine lay the pipe.
deal.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Just want to cover all the bases here, guys. Making sure everybody's good.
I love watching these videos and memes about operators, equipment operators, and they're like, what you'll never see, and they show a guy digging a hole with a shovel. What you'll never see a operator do.
No, it's funny too, because there be cab jockeys on site, and you can tell that they don't ever want to get out the machine. If you're over a certain age, then I understand it. But when you're a youngster and you're in the machine, and it comes time like get outside, shoot your grade, use a shovel. If you have to do it yourself. Don't just
Oh
sit in
yeah.
your machine and wait for a lower level dude to come do it for you.
What I hate is there's a lot of these guys that don't want to use walkie talkies or any kind of radios or anything. And so when they use our equipment, they open up all the windows and everything. And I'm like, why would I ever
No,
buy
we bought
air conditioned cabs for you guys to do all that,
it's because they're so used to that old school way.
Right.
But guess what? Now you got to clean it out full.
You know, it's very interesting. There's a gentleman that I work with. Do you guys remember the name Warren Jeffs?
Warren
Oh yeah.
Jeffs. I heard that name.
FLDS,
Oh yeah,
Give me one second. Go ahead.
the one who
Go on.
got arrested for the fraud.
yeah.
So, the cat that I work with, Warren Jeffs is his mom's brother.
Oh snap.
He grew up polygamous in that FLDS church in Colorado City, and we've been talking about it for like the last week and a half, and it's a trip to hear like his childhood and the way that they operated. It's a trip.
Fill us in,
And
bro.
so like so you know why Warren Jeffs got arrested
Yeah.
for welfare
Polygamy?
fraud?
Oh, welfare fraud.
Yeah, so what he did was he had all the women in their community go and apply for food stamps. And they all applied for food stamps, and then he would have them go and do a big purchase with all of their food stamps at a store that the FLDS church owned.
Oh, so the money was
And
getting put
so the money was
on
just getting put back into the, you know what I
every
mean?
month.
Yep. And so that's what he was doing. And then government caught on. They ended up going and looking for him. He was on the run for a little while, but then they found him and arrested him.
Oh,
Holy.
But
that's
yeah,
the
so
so
Warren
they're the
Jeffs
early
is,
Somalians.
yeah, they beat the Somalians to the punch.
Wow.
But
Man.
yeah, so Warren Jeffs is his mom's brother. but Warren Jeff's dad and his dad, they're all family. His dad's grandpa are brothers. Like they're all related to each other in that community.
That's disgusting.
And so,
Keep
yeah,
it
he's
in the
got
family.
27 siblings. Um, Everybody else in their community, the husband would put a wife up and the wife's kids in each house, like in like three houses. You know what I mean? But his dad was different. His dad had all his wives and all his kids under one roof. And so,
Oh,
Damn,
but talking to him
27?
about that, yeah, 27,
How many wives did he have? How many wives did he have?
3.
Oh, 3 wives.
Yeah.
oh,
Holy,
And
man.
so
his mom, his
up.
mom, his mom had 11 kids.
So I was
His
about
mom
to
had
say they average about 12 or 13 kids apiece.
yeah, his mom had 11
I
kids.
mean, 7. My bad. 7 or 8. I'm about talking about 30 some. My bad.
Come on, come on.
I forgot you said 3. That's
But
crazy
yeah,
though.
it's a
Is he
trip, man.
still
Talking.
is he still practice today?
No, he left that. He left about 10 years ago when he was 21.
He
So
just,
did
he doesn't go to church
his
no
two
more.
sisters. No, he's kind of like non-denomination. He just reads the Bible.
Is he
But
down in where St. George? What area is he?
his brother's in St. George. His other brother that left that church is in St. George, and then he's
We're in
got a
Hurricane.
sister. Yeah,
Aren't they all in Hurricane? It's like there are a lot of people over there.
there is. There's a community over there. Then there's a community over by Page. There's a community by Nephi,
Yeah,
Colorado City,
not far from Draper. There's some near Draper, right?
Durango, Colorado. I don't know about Draper. I don't think Draper.
Not Draper. You know when you get past Draper, and you're looking towards that road that goes towards the backside of Twilla.
Oh, wait. Talking about Eagle Mountain
Yeah, are there a lot of
and Mona. There was a
ligs out there?
community that there was a community that lived out there in Mona for like years, and they all cleared out.
Hmm.
They got
Well,
thought or what?
I don't know what it was, dude. But yeah, listening and talking to him about like his childhood and like they excommunicate. So get this, there was a guy who was part of their community, and he was a veteran in one of the world wars. He turned, I think he was like 89, and they excommunicated him and kicked him out of the community because they found out that he was in the war.
what?
Shoot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's against their I don't know what religion that is.
This
What?
FLDS is what they call it.
Didn't the
Yeah, I
women
know,
have
but
the priesthood?
Huh?
Didn't the women have the priesthood?
I don't know. We haven't really talked about religious beliefs in itself. My policy is like whatever religion you are, as long as it makes you a peaceful person, I'm with it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, my religious beliefs are for myself and myself alone. And so I haven't really asked him about the religious aspect of it, but his upbringing and his surroundings, being part of that church, I was tripping. They owned a lot of businesses and it brought a lot of income in. And so, but he said it was some master manipulation. So when he turned 21, he left. His two sisters left. Then he turned 21 and he left, and then two more younger brothers left.
dang.
What is the where's the place that FL or where they were back in the days where they started?
I don't know.
There's a big community up in like Wyoming and Montana.
Like I thought there was a area and there was a temple there and a church and chapel that the church still owns to this day, but they allow them to use it because they someone told me that one day they know that that's gonna come back to the church, and the church will get it back once all those people are leave
I
or
don't know.
whatever.
I know the biggest community that they've had was in Colorado City. That was where he grew up, homeboy that I work with.
Hmm.
And that's where the feds went to go find Warren Jeffs. They couldn't find him there. And then his little brother took over the community as a bishop, that's what they call him. And he kind of just started excommunicating people for enlisting in the military or running for
What was
public office and stuff
what
like
was their
that.
problem with the military? That's crazy, man.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. What was their problem with the military?
I don't know. I'm not sure what their problem is with the military, but that's what he told me. He said that they excommunicated a 90-year-old man because the bishop found out that he was in World War I or II or something like
It sounds like a personal problem they had with him. They just use that as an excuse. Yeah. Yeah.
that.
So
Yep.
are you living in Salt Lake right now?
Who?
Who's
No, I'm in Lehigh.
Lehigh? Nice.
Yeah, I'm in a very nice, quiet area.
Oh, welcome to the
Not very
stage, the one and
nice. Not
only.
very nice. Hey, what's going on, dude?
Don't ever pull up like that again, bro.
It's nice to see
Some people
his
just like
smiling
to
face, dude.
some people
Even
just
though
like to
you
make an
ignore
entrance,
me
you
on
know.
your lives and you ignore my comments, I'm not gonna say anything about it, but whatever, you know what I
No,
mean?
no, let's talk about it. Hold on. This is where we talk about those things.
I mean, yeah, say hi to Lolo.
So
Hi,
I
Lolo.
mean, what's up, bro?
So
All right,
Kusi,
I'm put it, put it.
about these lives and these eh, how you being ignored. What's going on there, guys?
I don't know. So like, I go in and I give some comments and try to create conversation, and this is him right here. He'll be talking and answering questions, and he'll go like this.
Oh yeah,
Oh
wait.
wow, that's
He'll give it the
Come
heartbreaking,
glance
on,
man.
over.
dude.
That's
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
He does
Come
the this,
on,
and then and
dude.
then looking off into the middle distance, like you're pondering. You know what I mean? When the face goes, when the
Damn.
face goes like this. Yeah. And I sit
Man,
there and
Lolo,
Yeah.
tell me it ain't so,
I
Lolo.
pout like a little girl, and I stomp my feet and I go like
My bad.
Is there a reason, Lolo? Are you harboring some like anger against him that he doesn't, you know, like?
I don't harbor shit against this guy.
Did
This is
he
my
thought
guy
you?
right
Did he
here.
did he thought
This is
you
my
when he was
fucking
younger?
brother, dude. If
Like,
I
what's
ignore
going
"What are you
on,
you,
man?
talking about, dude?
that's
This guy used to change my diaper, dude."
Is there something, Did he give you a left hook one time that lolloed you and you couldn't get
Who?
over it?
Who?
Nah,
Him?
it's
The
it's
bully?
when I was
The
changing his
bully?
diaper.
It was when he was changing my diaper, and then I hokai'd him with what was in my diaper.
Oh, he changed your diaper and he
Yeah,
went like this.
Yeah.
yeah. I can see his dating.
This shit you're dirty, huh?
Wow.
Nah, I'm not used to it yet. When I get it down, I'll be able to read the comments and answer and think. You know,
Oh, so you can't multitask.
nah, not right now. That's my first time like really live. I don't really live that much.
You need to do it more often. You're really
Um,
you articulate yourself well enough to converse with multiple people who are in your chat. You need to go live a lot more often.
Yeah, you articulate yourself better than articulating boom. You know?
You're a tech head.
Yeah, you
Some
articulate.
dime, some dime.
I think it's really dangerous what you guys are doing here with Lolo because I don't know if you know he is he's out on his work release right now.
Yeah, I'm
you don't
out on
want to treat
parole, cuz.
yeah
Oh yeah,
inmates.
Kusi,
You
did
don't
you
want
know
to.
did you know what's Lolo's work program?
I already know because Lolo's passed.
Oh, oh wow. Childhood
Okay.
memories, huh? They never fade.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Tendencies.
dude. What's
Those kind of
up, dude?
tendencies you can't let
Hey,
go of. Huh?
Lolo, do you remember a subject we talked about years ago? about polygamy.
Yeah.
I work with a kid who grew up FLES.
Really?
Yeah, his name. Oh, I'm not gonna say his name. You know Warren
Oh,
Jeffs, the one that got
Yeah.
arrested. That's his
Yeah.
mom's brother.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like
So how do you say it was?
his mom's brother. Oh
he
wow.
said it was. He said that his upbringing, like, I mean, it's valid. When I asked him, I said, "So how would you compare it?" And he's like, "You're asking me to do something I don't know. Like, I don't know. I only knew that way growing up.
Yeah. They had no
Right.
I didn't
reference,
know
you
any
know.
other way." But
Right.
he said that he said there was a lot of confrontation between the mothers in the house because everybody else in the community had put their separate wives up in their own houses. But his
Right.
pops was like, "Nah, y'all living together." So everyone lived under
Oh.
one roof.
Oh, damn.
I remember those conversations we used to have on lives,
Right.
right? And
So
I remember one thing that stood out in my mind is Lolo said he wants to be a polygamist.
yeah. But like no, like what
He
but
still says that
Lolo's
today.
so Lolo's point was the reason why I see Lolo's point as being valid is the birth rate in the world now,
Is
right?
low?
Is low. It's really low. It's at an all-time low.
That hasn't
Oh
stopped
wow.
him.
And so by doing that, I mean, one man in that community that he was talking about, my homie, 27 siblings. And he said that they were at the lower end of kids in the family.
Yeah, 27 ain't enough.
So I think so. Okay. All right. So right now, if you were to become Lolo, if you were to become a polygamist, right?
Right.
How many wives would you want, and how many kids per wife?
It would depend on the main wife.
Well, here's the thing. You have to tell him, no, here's the Lolo can't be polygamous now. Vai vai. Like we're talking if you were in younger
Oh,
years, right? Where you can
oh,
handle like
si mau ay mga
Nope.
Io, okay, che lava tu esotia, ma
I'm in
sì.
my
Ah,
prime.
I'm in my prime.
it's not work. It's not working. It's not working. It's not
Yeah,
working.
I
You
mean,
know,
I'm
for
in
some
my.
reason, I believe Lola, dude. I feel like I feel like when it comes to purrs, that thing will stand up in the casket, boy.
Oh,
Wait, what?
attention.
You
Why
know
are you
what I'm
guys talking like
saying?
this is a hypothetical? Just a minute ago, you guys were saying his illegitimate kids, you guys feed them on Christmas time and stuff.
Yeah, so his kids
Yeah.
that are still over here in Riverton and then in Provo, like I still take them Saimini and stuff during the
Right.
holidays.
Malo, remember that some like the spicy side meaty. Don't forget
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no, no,
Yeah.
100%. I've sorted
Yeah.
that all out. I've
Malo,
sorted that
dude.
out during the year.
I
You
owe
know,
you.
I tell them, I've known I knew your dad my whole life. He's a great guy. You know, a little violent for my taste, but he's a great guy.
Little violence.
A little bit.
But yeah, so the one thing that he did say growing up was there was a lot of tension between the moms in the house.
Damn.
But he said that would happen amongst all the families. Like, because I told him I was like, did you think it would have been different if you guys were in separate houses? And he's like, no, everybody, like everybody's families were always getting into it. The moms were always getting into it
Really?
because they would
I think
complain that. Yeah, here's the thing, like if it was a norm, right? If that lifestyle was a norm, then I feel like it wouldn't be like so much of a problem amongst the wives, but because that's such a outdated and out, you know what I mean? They at their fingertips, they can see the whole world, and all these households operating with only one man and one woman. So like just a little bit of neglect, like a little bit more time with someone else, and they're like, "How come you don't spend more time?" You know what I mean? Like it's easy to like make them think that it's easier for them to alienate that lifestyle because it's so outdated and whatever. But I mean, as far as what I've seen and what I read, and population is at birth rates at an all-time low, and got to pick it up. These youngsters ain't pumping enough.
Yep.
I feel like 30, 50, 60, 80 years ago, it could have been to where women agreed on that, but I feel like now it might be a little harder nowadays to start
Igor,
something like that. right now with the way like women have been raised in modern times, the way they think, things like that. You know what I mean?
It's only going to take one generation to change that,
I don't know, man.
to normalize. You know what I mean?
I
I'm
don't think
good.
it'll ever fly.
I'm honestly, I'm good. I couldn't.
I
It's
just
just
don't think it'll ever fly. I don't think it'll ever fly from how
well,
much
me
society has
personally, like
progressed.
it's a lot of the times very hard to be in one marriage with one woman and deal with these kids that we currently have. You know what I mean? So like
And then
just
your other
thinking
one.
about adding that times 3 or 4. Oh hell no, no, can't do it.
I mean, that's everybody's mindset, right? Like when you think of something that you can't fathom, you're like, oh hell. But sometimes when you're in that position and you just make it work, we all know how that is.
That's right.
Oh,
Make it work.
Yeah, I think in the Western world, it's just
figure it
not
out, huh?
accepted. It's illegal. So
Yeah.
It's illegal.
It's
yeah, in most
illegal
of the
here.
Western countries, yeah.
Then how'd they have the TV show?
Well, he's only
Well, they
married
weren't.
technically to one woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were only
Yeah,
married
he was
to the
spiritually
church. They
sealed
weren't.
to.
They're spiritually married. They weren't legally married.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
But yeah, his his view on his childhood, like we've been chopping it up a lot about it, and he's opened up a lot about it, and it's like I don't know. It gave me more perspective on it, and I mean, I never really judged it in the first place. Do you? If whatever makes you happy, do it. But talking to him, that was insane. Like telling me about all the scams and stuff. I was like, what? You for real? He's like, yeah. This fool goes master manipulation, dog.
Damn.
Yeah, because I would imagine it'd be hard to do, especially if you have kids that are on on social media, or they see a different life. The contrast would make them ask a lot of questions. So you have to
Yeah.
manipulate them to stay in that mind frame.
And that was one thing that he was saying was his sisters started to see the outside world, and where they were lacking mentally, these other kids were flourishing.
Mm.
And they were like, man, I need to think like that. Like, I'm sure that's how everybody else thinks in the world, and us over here were. So then they left, and then he ended up leaving too.
Out of there, huh?
He got out of there.
Hey, I have a question. Have you seen these Faikawa videos going around?
Which ones?
Did you see the latest Faikawa video where the guy has a big tautea cup or bowl, and
I never did.
the guy behind him is vacuuming his in betweeny and put it in there and wiggled it around and took it out?
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, what do you think about that? Is that buying a vare or would you tuki that guy?
No, that is Vaingavare. But yeah, that guy's gonna have to realize that that's just Vaingavare. But I guess to some people it's funny. But I wonder what the guy did when he found out.
No, I'm saying if that
Did he
was you,
get?
what would you have done? What would your reaction be?
Shoot, I would have just been like, fuck.
I would have returned the favor. I would have stood in front of him, dipped my nuts in a cup, and made him drink it because it's return the favor, eye for an eye.
Mm.
Nah.
No?
We
Yeah,
call that
people
we
just.
call that Arabian bobble nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arab goggles.
Arabian night. Bro, I mean, with all the stuff in the Kava community going on already, that video, and then I saw another video. These fools in LA somewhere were mixing out of a commode.
Really?
Shana.
Must have been brand new.
I hope
Uh,
so.
I gotta pay the water bill real quick.
I hope so. If I hope it was brand new.
Yeah.
Like
What
I
I'm
don't
hearing
know.
here, what I'm hearing here, there are levels and echelons of, different types of like cover clubs that,
No,
you start at the
I think
bottom, the OnlyFans, and then you move up to the commode, and then
OnlyFans,
you move to
Calapo.
the scratch your nuts, and then eventually you get up to the cover bar, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's just weird, bro.
Just disgusting.
Weird, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
each one is different, dude. Each group of dudes, how they play and how they jug around. Each group is different. And so that's the only thing. I mean, we can judge from our own groups looking like, what the hell? But to them, it's either funny or it's like, damn, tu vai vale. Like, each group. It's all dependent on the group. I've always thought that. Every group is different and we all go out there and find our own circles. You
Oh
know
yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure, for sure.
So,
Most definitely. It's
So there
just
are
like,
different
man.
classes. There's different classes of Paikava.
yeah.
Like in Tonga when they, oh, how kau tama ko na kung how may uta. Like
Uh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just like when they accuse anybody of anything, it's always they accuse that area like, oh, they're from over there. That's what they do
Yeah.
over there. They don't do that over here. We don't do that here.
Yeah.
Anybody or any time anything embarrassing happens, it's always, oh yeah, those guys from over there, yeah, they do that normally over there. So in the Kalapu scene, it's no different. Like, oh, those guys from over there, oh yeah, they usually do that, play like that.
I was
Mm.
laughing when everybody from other states was like, "Man, we don't claim Utah. We don't claim Utah town." And I was like, "Did you guys ever think we said we were one?
Hmm.
Like the fuck?
Wow.
Nah, we never claimed any other state but our own. Who the hell do y'all think
Uh,
y'all are?"
but even in Utah, like they thought that we forgot about like the New Zealand thing with the the cucumber thing, like the Kava guys already knew. Oh yeah, in a Kava circle, it can get like that. But I don't think anybody over here was like, oh yeah. Well, I mean, we did say, oh yeah, they're from New Zealand, but we didn't like totally,
It was no
disclaim
like,
them or
yeah, it wasn't like alienation or anything like that. We were
yeah.
just like,
I,
"Oh
I
no,
just
they're
have
We were
one thing
just clowning.
yeah."
I just want to say if you're gonna do those kinds of videos at the Faikava, please put on like a plain pair of socks or don't wear any socks because that's how the guys got discovered by their wives because the color socks that they had on.
Really?
Yeah, I was reading the comments. I'm like, holy, what the hell, the fellow?
You know, the funny thing is, after that other video came out, I counted a total of 1,187 messages I got about it
Damn.
You
because
counted it?
everybody knew that I'm homies with him,
Yeah, yeah.
like that we're close, and so the narrative around it was just, "Man, I bet you're not gonna fight Kava now," or I bet you're gonna cut ties with him now." Like always talking about you're loyal to the boys, but I bet you ain't gonna talk to him anymore. And I was like 2 weeks later, I posted a picture with me, him, and Kite. I was happy.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people I don't know,
That's the
they were
Kava
saying,
Gramps.
huh?
Ite?
Yeah, Kava Grants.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We were at a program with both of them.
Yeah, I mean that would why would you not be his Toko still? Why did they ever think you wouldn't be his Toko after
You,
that?
you know, it's funny. It was nobody that really fight Kavas were the ones messaging me. It was
That's what I
just
was
the
gonna
ones.
say, dude.
It's the
It's
ones
just
that are
random
never,
people,
like
right?
the ones that were never accepted in the circle or never found like their place in the circle, or the
Yeah.
people who are so annoying that nobody wants to kick it with.
Nobody called them.
And those are the
Yeah,
ones and those are the
those are
ones
the
making
ones.
videos. Those are the ones
Yeah,
making videos, making songs. They have no clue what goes on in the
and
real
those are the
Kalapu
ones
and
that
the
were
real
Mm.
like,
time.
those are the ones that were like, it's like when they ask, those guys come around and they're like, "Hey, where's the mix at?" And then you just tell them where to fight Kava and not where you're gonna fight Kava. That guy.
Yeah. Because the real Kava dudes, none of them really said anything. They just kept on mixing,
You
you
know what's
know?
funny, Lolo? I went to the fight cover and Fitness like, is that who I thought it was? And I go, yeah. And he goes, tell him to step his game up. That's some rookie shit. I was like, yeah, shut your.
It's
But
like
when
it
he
was like his
texted, how
first
about
time, huh?
he saw a video of me getting 86 from another Kalafu because they were
Yeah.
talking shit about it, and I defended him, and I was like, y'all sound soft. You guys over here talking shit about a guy you know damn well you wouldn't say it in person.
Yeah.
Why are you guys talking like that over here? And then they're like, oh no, so and so just left because he feels uncomfortable. Like, think it's cool if you take off, and so I left. Homeboy texted was like, man, my bad, dog. Like, I'm sorry that you got 86 out of there defending you. It's like, oh, I'm not mad about that. I don't care about this whole thing. What I care about is don't ever kneel like that to get what you're going for. I
Mm.
was like, don't ever put your ass on your heels like you're waiting for some porridge in the middle of the
Oh,
Sahara, and then
damn.
to get deeper, you arch your back. That's what
Oh
I'm mad
my
about.
gosh.
That's what I'm pissed off about. And after all that work, kneeling like that and arching your back, you come up with a dry beard. Oh
All the effort I
Terrible.
took to forget that. Thanks a lot. I appreciate
man.
So you know what's funny, right? I
Terrible.
didn't even till this day I've never seen any video, any clip, anything, right? We were in Mesquite football tournament. My son was doing Island's best, and it was in between a game. And my wife came up to me. She's like, "Babe, did you hear what happened?" I said, "No. What you mean?" So video already started circulating, and she's like, "There's this video about someone eating someone's stomach at the Faikawa," and I'm like, "Oh, damn, that's crazy." So lo and behold, I just was right when she told me that I started scrolling on Facebook, and then I saw that little apology that he put on Facebook. He put this apology on Facebook. Then I'm like, I put two and two together. I'm like, hold on. I said, oh yeah, that's the doggo right there. I know that guy. She's like, yeah, you mixed with him. I said, yeah, he's single. What's the problem? Ain't nothing wrong with what he did. He's a single man. He don't have a wife, no kids. He's good. He's just having fun.
Right.
It was just that was the end of the conversation. It wasn't like you can never go fight Kava again. This is not what you guys doing. That's another man's problem or situation, whatever you did. You know what I mean? That
Right.
ain't on me. You know,
Yeah,
like I was like, yeah, I fight Kava with him all the time. I go to Salt Lake. That's my boy. He used to live in Vegas. We used to fight Kava all the time. She's like,
that's what
oh,
I
okay.
said. I said if you can't go fight Kava after your girl sees this video, that's a reflection of you, dog. She thinks you're the one that's gonna go do something like that. That's on you. That's not on anybody else.
You know, all the memes about you guys messed it up for us. You messed it up for
Yeah.
us. Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but we
Oh, we
we
didn't
still
mess it.
mixing over here.
I ain't
We
slow down
still
not one bit.
Uh,
we still mixing over here, you know.
yeah.
But you know, I feel like that puts a stain on the Faikava community. But for those that know the Faikava community, knows that there's so much more good that happens in the Faikava community than these so-called negative things that people are seeing in the social media. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people that have been helped through financial hardships, through working, needed a job, someone gave them work and employment, someone gave them food or helped them out in some sort of way more than any of these negative things that are going on around the circle, right? And then just like anything else, like you said in your video, Lo, what about worry about all the other stuff? What about worry about things that are more detrimental to our health, to our community than just this like other stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well,
Like health, our
dude,
health, or
Mr. Whatever dude on TikTok was like, y'all are so quick to look under the rug for this guy's name and this girl's name, but y'all are pretty quick to sweep under the rug when your uncles do what they do to your cousins and all that shit.
it. Yeah, that's
It's like that's
crazy.
a bigger problem in our community, but you guys want to think about this shit.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, because that's what happened back in the day. Hey, when somebody went to their father and say, "Uncle touched me, Auntie did something to me," what would they say? Don't say
Yeah,
nothing.
quiet.
Don't say nothing. Fuck a
Well,
mods. Be
fucking
quiet.
fucking
It's
ma.
embarrassing on our family. We're not gonna say anything about it, right? So it's to save grace for the family is more important than that child. Nah, bro. My child came and told me, "Oh yeah, wait, oh see, somebody is."
Mm.
Bye. See ya.
Yeah,
Hallelujah.
me and Kusi actually know a girl from back in the day, huh, Kus? Something happened to her, and they took it to the bishop, and the bishop tried to like resolve the whole thing in the bishop's office, just to protect the dude's um, reputation. And she said that that's when she knew she was going to kill this dude.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
You know
Damn.
what I mean? She knew she was going to get him when the bishop in the bishop's office said, "Don't say anything. Let's just take care of it here. Let's not make it a bigger deal than anything." And then she said that right then and there, she knew, oh, yep, if nobody's going to do nothing, I'm going to do it. Next minute.
She
August.
tamatayed him and she tamatayed him and her younger brother helped her get rid of. They went and they lit the car on fire that he was in because he
Shy.
was already.
Yeah.
You,
I
See?
don't.
you reap
Yeah.
what you sow, bro.
Here's my thing. Okay. When this stuff like this happens to a child, and then they start acting out, right? And I've said like I'm naive to this. I grew up with a house full of boys. There was a lot of foot traffic to our house. Um, the older Steeler guys were always coming because it was just the old man and his sons, and so there was no girls around. I didn't realize how much it happened until I got older, and then as I saw like it, the people that it happened to, they would act out, and other people were like, "Why are they acting like that?" They this happened to them, but they after that happens to somebody, and you don't, and the person who's supposed to protect that person doesn't do just that. How are they supposed to know their worth after that?
Right.
How are they supposed to feel important after that? When such, to me, it's a form of unaliving them because the course in which they were headed is now altered. They don't ever get to be that person anymore. So to
Right.
me, it's a form of unaliving that person. So how do you expect that person to see their worth and feel their worth to the full extent if you're not protecting them like that? That's just my, you know, I this it was a unpopular opinion at church with that like you need to tell them to come to church. And I go, nah, right between the eyeballs, just
Yeah, it's crazy because just like you were saying, then they don't become the person they were supposed to, you know?
yeah, that's my. I mean, that's the way I see it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's basically what you done to them.
You know, with the whole Faikava thing, and there's some other things, I guess, with the funeral shootings. There's some guys who are online who are kind of taking on the Samoan side who are kind of taking they're taking count of, oh man, that's another, you know, that's another L for the Tongans, and I think there was something else they were talking about. But what
We
do you
don't
guys think
take
about
L's,
that?
bro. We don't take
You know,
L's,
because
dog.
there are a lot of W's that, you know, they probably couldn't see, you know, like, but I felt like there are some some other Polynesians that were trying to, you know,
Yeah, I saw the
capitalize on
memes
that.
like it's a bad day to be a Tongan, or it's
Right.
not, and I just I just my rebuttal to that it's never a bad day to be a Tongan ever.
Yeah, I see what he
Yeah.
talking about, though.
It's never
Also,
a bad day to be anyone, whoever you are, Tongan, Hawaiian,
yeah.
Filipino, Samoan.
So,
Like, so when those memes came out, like thinking, like, bro, so that's one person. It ain't gonna
Right.
affect all of us as a whole. What are you
right.
talking about?
It's all
I'm out here winning. I'm still working. I still have a job. I still have a family. I still have a lovely wife. I still have a home. How am I losing?
Yeah, I think
every race.
But they want to make that out. They're trying to play that whole race thing, and it's like that's dumb. It don't make no sense.
yeah.
For what? Because if you notice nowadays, there's so many more Samoan, Tongan babies and mixed
Yeah.
kids in the world right now. So why is that still even a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like people are trying to. There's still the people that are trying to. Oh, it's a bad day to be Tongans, or Tongans are taking L's. This, that, and the other. But guess what? I promise you, you probably got a nephew that's Tongan. So now you're talking bad about your nephew or your nieces.
Yeah.
Well, I was
Or
pakakakaing
whatever.
with my best friend is Samoan. I consider him my brother. His son's named after me. And he texted me and he goes, he speaks fluent Tongan. And people think he's Tongan. Me and him look very similar. But he's full blood Samoan and he texted me like like, damn, I think I'm gonna start throwing my S up again. And I go, no, just keep throwing the T because Ronaya and Asuelo are still alive. And
Oh,
he started cracking up. And he's like, I'm gonna walk upstairs and slap the kid that's named after you just for that. I was like, all right. I'm like, you touched
Nope.
my
But I
same name,
think
dog. I'm coming
there's
after
some
you, dude.
I think there's some guys who are, influencers, Polynesian influencers who they take advantage of anything that's going viral, and I think those things were really viral in the poly, TikTok and the poly community. So it was an opportunity for them to, get some attention. I think. Yeah.
but guess what? I never seen a Faikava dude that I Faikava with that I know that is really in the Faikava community post anything like that to
Right.
get clout. I me personally, have you guys?
No. It's
That's
the
what I'm saying.
guys
That's the difference, right?
it's the guys who walk around with the kukuy nut shells and the ukuleles. Those are the ones who have something to talk about. Those are
And
the
the
ones
lava
who
lava
those ones who
on, huh?
always yeah. Those ones who always have something to say about it. It's the ones that wear the
Yeah.
kukuy nut shells on Wednesday and the ukulele on Thursday and shit. Those are the
I
ones that
forget
have
what
the
was
strongest opinion about it.
I forget what was viral maybe about a year or so ago, and there was a Tongan kid that came on and he started saying, "Oh man, it's a bad day to be, Samoan." I forgot what was going on. I don't know if it was about football or something, but I think they take advantage of that to kind of get a little bit of,
I think it
some
was
stock,
when
training
it was
stock.
when what's his name from the Bengals when he sacked Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
then he jumped on and then he made it about race instead of two opponents in football,
Mm,
and then
Yeah, he
people
made it
started
about
getting
the
after
Tongan
him.
defender sacking the Samoan
Yeah,
quarterback,
yeah.
and then
yeah,
it
and
went
every
viral that way.
yeah, and then when I heard his accent, me and him we got in a little, you know, back
Back
and
and forth.
forth on TikTok, and he stopped replying when I was like, "Shut your ass up and go put your FUBU jersey on, dude." Like damn well you own a pair of high top fat farms, dude. Go put them on. Don't put on your FUBU jersey. Stop acting like you know the game of football. Go. I can hear your accent.
And then he comes out with the fake FUBU that has the '05 after it. That's how you know it was fake, bro. That wasn't even the real FUBU, bro. Stop tripping.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, Alex. It's weird when people do that, when they make it about Tongan and Samoan, and they don't think about the fact that when everybody gets approached by a Palangi or a non-Polynesian, they ask you, are you Tongan or Samoan? They don't ask you, are you Tongan or Hawaiian? They don't ask you, are you Tongan or Fijian or Samoan and Fijian? They ask you if you're Tongan or Samoan. The reason for that is they
Mm.
can never tell the difference between us two.
Yeah, but I think. What do you think about the idea of people who capitalize on those opportunities so that they can get their online or their social media stock up? I mean, do you think it's a? I mean,
Hey, hold on, man.
e-
Hold on real quick.
everyone kind of does it, right?
Someone is in the comments. Are you guys paying attention to the YouTube comments?
Yeah,
Nuh-uh.
I've been reading it. Yeah.
It's hella funny though. Someone's like, "How do you even know you have pants on?" You say unaliving as if you don't want to get in trouble and lose money here.
Yeah. Wake up,
Bro, that's
guys.
some funny comments, dude. Wake up, guys. I'm number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I try not to
No,
let those guys act like they
no,
just
it's just fine. It's just trolls, but I'm just it's hey, keep engaging, bro. It's good.
yeah.
We like you.
I think
Thank
it's
you.
hilarious. Just if they're still watching, I do want you to know this. We come from a day and age where a bitch was someone who talks shit behind somebody's back. Okay? And when it came to like seeing them in person, they would back down, right? we know those type of people, and we would categorize those people as a bitch. But the fact that you get on a ghost account on the internet where nobody can reach you, and you're hiding behind a ghost account, like that's underneath what we would consider a bitch. I don't think there's a name for it, but it's you're underneath there.
Hell yeah.
Like the bitch is up here and the balls are on your forehead. We still have to figure out what to name you. So that's my take on people with ghost accounts and trolls that do that. The fact
Well,
that you're scared online,
when you said the
not a
guy
good look.
was scratching his in between, that stuff
Yeah,
that's on his finger, that's what that is.
nut butter.
Yeah,
Nutter
that's
butter.
what that is.
He said
Nutter
nutter
butter.
butter.
Nutter butter.
Nutter
Dude,
butter,
I
bro.
have a nutter butter packed in my
Hell yeah.
lunch for
You
work
got another
That's
tomorrow.
butter account?
crazy.
No, I'm not gonna eat it. No, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna eat
bro.
it, dude.
Bro. This is ghost accounts are crazy to me. Yeah. You're right, bro. You're right. You're
The fact
absolutely
that
right.
you're intimidated online on the internet, that speaks worlds of what time of that's just
Okay.
I
All
don't
right. So,
know.
do you guys have pants on?
No.
No, why would we?
Why would I have pants on?
That's not practical.
Pants?
Yeah,
No. My G string.
it's
Yes,
not pants.
But I made it out of my old shoelace from my old boot.
No, because I have my
It's
computer, my laptop open right here on YouTube on the live, and I just happened to glance over and I saw all this chat right here. I'm like, who the hell's chatting right here, bro?
Who does
yeah.
it say it is?
Some dude Diskiz.
This kid, this kid's
Disc is.
yeah, right.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I don't ever care about comments. I just thought I'd read it out in case you guys didn't see it, but yeah.
Could could
I just need to make
Okay,
sure
Nutter
I'm in
Butter.
position.
Have a
could
good
G
day.
string go now?
Hey,
Good.
OG Nutter Butter over here, guy.
Is that the modern comedy?
Hey, Lola, did I tell you? Hold on. No, you're good. So what?
You're like, hey, can you stop talking like that? We can hear you in the living room. We can hear what you're saying, bro.
You're
Just
being
don't be gone too
super
late.
vulgar. It's
Stop
Sunday
talking
still.
like that. Stop talking like that. We could hear you. We're doing family over
Yeah,
here without
I'm
you.
gonna
No, he's just
I'm gonna
whispering,
tell the
huh?
bishop.
Oh, what? I thought you were. Oh, yeah. No, that's my overgrown nephew. All right.
Much love.
Who
Yeah,
was
we
that?
live in a crazy world. We live
Huh?
in a crazy world, man. All I gotta say is just be very open to your kids. Just make sure you guys talking to them. Cause man, this is a crazy world we live in.
How do you guys feel about physical discipline?
Physical discipline.
Is there any other type? I don't understand the question.
I don't know any other kind.
What's the other form of discipline?
Time out. Fucking read a book.
That's that's cruel.
Oh,
Cruel.
I come from
Cruel
the
people.
days where whatever was close to my dad, he grabbed it and he would
Not
beat me
me.
with it, bro.
Not me. I got gentle parenting.
Hell
Really?
no.
Look at Lolo's face. He already knows.
This guy was
Bro,
raised
I,
by
I
a
can I
boxer,
can uh, I
dude.
can attest to all of
He
us
was
here. I
raised
can
by a freaking monster. There's yeah.
Bro, he
I
was
can
raised by
say
an
this for
MMA
all of us
fighter.
here. There was no way we were.
Gentle to him, friggin' cracks some concrete.
Yeah, for sure. No, for
This
sure.
guy.
I agree. We
No.
all we
Well,
all went through
when I
that, bro.
said gentle parenting, I was looking at Lolo's face like, why stop looking at me like that, dude?
I was like, which one of you said that shit? I said, don't. I know this guy didn't.
Oh no,
Oh
I got the
man.
brakes beat on mine. Oh man.
Damn. You guys should
So
see the size of the guy that beat this guy's ass, dude.
so I used to get some good whippings too, but he would go between whipping and then like lecturing, and during the lectures I was like, just beat me, please, please. I'd rather just please.
Oh snap! I hated the preparation. Like I already warned you. I already told you that if you do that again, this is going to happen. Look at all, and then he goes, historical. Then he goes,
That's the guy right there.
this guy right there. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
your
right
pops.
there. He's
Yeah.
actually disciplining somebody right now, right in that picture. See,
What
that's what
the
he's
heck?
doing right there. That's the type of discipline this guy got. Oh snap!
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that there are phases or age ranges
Yeah,
to those.
that's my take on it too.
Yeah,
That's my take. There's an age where it doesn't need to happen anymore,
yeah,
and speaking to them comes across a lot more effectively than
right.
tai, tai, or tai, tai,
Yeah,
chico.
yeah. I think the ta'i is a younger age until they get to an age where they're paying attention,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
then you take the ta'i away, and then it's all instructional.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's
I
going to
think
get a point
18.
where you shouldn't be
18 is a
kicking his
good
ass.
Huh?
18. 18 is a good age.
To stop?
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking more like 13 to 14.
13 and 14
No.
can still get their ass kicked. I'm
Yeah.
talking about my kids.
Yeah. As
But
long as
yeah,
they're still in the
16,
house, they
17,
still can
16.
get it.
Okay, 16,
They can
17.
still get the smoke, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
15 is the 6, 7.
Right.
15. But
Yeah.
after 15, 16, 17, it's all instructional, dude. I ain't going to beat your
Yeah.
ass to work because it's going to be a waste of time. You're not going to listen. You're going to do the opposite.
Hey, I'll be
Hey,
right back.
so
I'll send Sokai the link.
all right. Hey, so Junior Tuilaipa says poly old school discipline is different from the Palangi. It's true.
Poly old school and Palangi old school?
Discipline, yeah.
I think Palangi old school physical discipline was more like structural. Like you get 8 lashings on your hand for stealing from the store. Where in Tongan it's like, ah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
ito ke fan na hosiko gitu ha.
You do it until you kind of figure out, all right, he's learned his lesson,
Let
right?
me be safe.
There is no set measurement.
Yeah.
I remember when I first was in went to Tonga and I was in Liahona, and the kids would use like other terminology that I wasn't used to, and they'd be like, hey, "You better watch out! You get a hiding." I was like, "What is a? Does that mean you have to go
Yeah,
hide? I don't understand." I found out that that's what they meant when you got spanked is a
right,
hiding. Yeah.
right. Because they whip your hide,
The
right?
things you
I
learn,
didn't
man.
know that was. Are you making that up or?
No, that's
No.
what they
Oh,
call it. They
Yeah,
call
they
you
I
call it
didn't know
hide.
hiding.
that's why they called it a hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're
Hey,
dumber than I thought. Okay.
Am I in it or no?
hey, Alice,
Oh
can you
yeah.
check if someone's trying to get in?
No, I don't want to be
No,
in.
nobody's. Yeah,
Oh.
he has to click on
No, no,
the.
I don't want to be in.
Whoa, what
No,
happened?
no, I
Yeah,
don't
you
want to
can
be
go
in.
in there.
No, let me listen first.
Oh, he's just gonna listen. You can go to the
So
YouTube
guy,
one, Togo.
so guy,
Yo,
obato eh.
Go see.
Ofat, kusi.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ofat ilabutu.
It's better if he gets on. That way, it doesn't sound like like somebody who's trying to talk and we not part of the
You up?
conversation. So
Huh?
Oh, he's in the watch. He said.
Oh, here.
And
Let me
listen.
see
So let's mute myself, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jump on and then just mute
Yeah,
it.
you up?
But you can hear.
what's your guys' policy on eating on here?
go ahead.
Eat it.
If there's nothing else that is censored here, why would eating be censored? You know?
So
There you
I
go.
asked a question. I just wanted an answer. You didn't have to get at me like that.
Oh,
Hey,
Angol.
Hey,
Hey, mano.
malo.
have him turn his phone if he can. If there's any way. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
One
I
of your
think we're
mics
too
got to
close.
turn off.
Yeah. So he has to turn off his. Here, I'll turn off his. There you go. Good.
yeah. You can just talk through mine. They can hear you on my phone.
Yeah. Your mic is off, Sokai.
Okay.
And his camera's. I don't know. Oh, there you go.
Oh, you gotta turn off the lock, unlock it.
You got it. Yeah, I see how this goes.
What's up now? Hold it standing up.
Hey, no, he got his phone on.
So it's this way or is it the other way?
Sideways.
Upway.
Yeah.
Do it M way.
Kaikai whalerei pussy.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Yep. Go yeah. There we go.
The straight cheese mac and cheese,
What the-
man.
Something like it.
Marie. Yep.
Wait, I just see myself. I don't see you guys yet.
Hold on, let me go get him a phone holder.
Just give him a minute.
Ah, what are you doing in Vegas?
Lecky
I don't
turned
think
his
he heard
mic
you.
off. He heard him, but Lecky
No.
turned his mic off. No. Okay, can you
Enoch is
Justin?
Look at
Yeah, we're good now. You can talk now.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep. We can hear you.
Yep.
Let me try to see you guys. 'Cause I don't have you guys pulled up.
You can't see your guys' screens.
So, guy,
Yeah.
you play the guitar?
What's that?
You play the guitar or the uke?
Both.
Both?
Mhm.
Hey. Igo. Who am I? Igo.
How do I get this?
Programa peria, ikaw.
Oh,
Who am I going? What?
Why you be doing it?
Ikaw tama, pe.
Lava
Lava Evangelion. Kilo, look at that fit.
Gonna have Faikava?
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm over here at the Kalapu.
Oh man. Gotta find a different area.
No, I'll just adjust the camera to something else.
Oh, there it is. There we go.
All right.
It's so easy.
So I can hold it like this. Or
Yeah,
I can
just
turn
leave it like
backwards?
that. When he turns it, because he's on his phone on the website, it doesn't
Yeah.
show all of you guys.
Okay.
So he just leave his camera like that.
Oh, I'm like sideways.
Yeah, you're good. You're good right there, Togo.
I'm like all up in you guys' guts or something on the side.
Oh, up in your guts. Oh, hell yeah. See, I knew this guy is good for this, huh? Let's go.
Ah, you guys mixing now,
First cup. Kitesi. Ekawa. Kapagu. Sai. Beikai.
huh? How much is the cover out there?
Wait.
It's 100.
Yeah, this guy was good. It's creamy. This guy. Oh, this guy. Is this Lake Mato cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Matua, come on.
Okay. Yeah. Hey,
Lei matua.
when you're a connoisseur, you can do stuff like that.
Mari, hey,
And basically, he said, "Get on my level, yo, young man. Get on my level. There's level to this thing."
Hey,
Huh?
Vava'u's Vava'u, dog.
That's for real though.
You
When it
know?
comes to Wawau, you know they say in Tongan it's Wawau ko fonua mohu or mahu, fonua mahu. And that means like you can get everything. It's a very lively, the ground is lively.
I thought that's what they said about all the soil in Tonga.
Exactly. And all of it is like that. But in Wawau, it's
More.
it's just more, it's more different.
There's something about Vava'u for sure.
Yeah, that's for
Well,
real. And that's for real. It's even Upalala back in the day. Or you know that, Lolo.
Yeah. Meredith
know.
said that. He said that.
Yep.
He said that out of all the cover, Vava'u has the best cover.
Hey, but you know, so the cover, when I pau cover,
Yeah.
my dad fight kava since he was young, and I learned a lot. But when he saw me getting into kava, he told me, make sure que Paula kava que ma. So
Yes.
he makes sure that I CV the kava. So I CV this kava 3 times.
Yep.
Make sure that it's clean, because he said back in the days, sometimes they didn't even CV it, or they CV one time, but there's still sediment in there, and
Yeah.
that's how a lot of the OGs will get puke, because they weren't CVing la kava clean. back then.
And it's funny you say that because I came up in the circle. I know exactly what you're talking about, and they call it Efe. You know, you drink a cup, and I did the same. I would finish my cup, and then at the end of it, you'd be like
spitting stuff out.
Just because it's sediment, it's not stuff, but it'd be like
just the roots that came out of the bag,
the roots or the sand, or it's just not clean when it's made. When they clean it out, they don't wash it clean enough, and then they tuki it. And
did it get stuck only on your tongue, or like did it get stuck in your throat too?
Nothing with your esophagus, but
hell yeah, hell yeah. This is
stop while we took esophagus.
stop while we took esophagus, huh?
Man said esophagus.
Lolo, how you been, dude?
Good, man. It's good out here. Yep, just chilling.
Man,
you gonna take a trip to Trent Tonga?
Man, if anything, I just might. I just might. I gotta go see Kusi too. I pass you up all the time, back and forth where I'm going.
No.
But for Trench Tonga, definitely, we're gonna have to do something and link up. I made it out here to Ashley Feet.
Malo, OG.
Maria.
That's my name, dude.
You gotta make it out here.
We're gonna give SOAKAI a minute to introduce himself to our Chop It Up people. To Alex Nusila. So that's Alex Nusila right above you. Then you already know those two guys over there and me. So we'll just give SOAKAI a minute to say a little word.
Well, I'm SOAKAI. And I've been in this cover game forever. And if anybody can vouch for me, it's Kusi right here. We used to drink cover at his house, his grandparents, or his grandpa's house. But for me, it's hard for me to talk about myself. It really is. It's one thing that's really hard for me to tell about me, what I've done, the accolades. So I'll try my best. But like I said, my name is SOAKAI. I was raised in Hawaii, but then I was brought up in Glendale, Utah. I've been around back then when people used to wave at each other, Polynesians. We'd see each other and be hella happy and wave at each other. I'm from Halau Furi. My dad's from Halau Furi, Feremea. My mom is from Haakame.
Hi, Pata.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then what else? What else is there about me? See, like things like that. I pretty much, it's kind of hard for me to, and it's just because I'm not used to it.
Yeah. So our podcast, basically, we just come on here. It's like a fight cover.
Okay.
And we just talk about whatever. There's no script. We just talk about whatever comes to our mind, and there's nothing. Tight. We just coming off the top of our head. Yeah. And that's it. So we just, whether it's politics, whether it's religion, whatever it is, whether it's kava, whatever the subject is, and we just go with it.
That's tight. So how do we get people onto this platform? You know what I mean?
So this is our fourth episode.
Right.
And then, but Alex Nusila can explain like how many do we need, and then they'll start getting more. We can start pushing it more. Alex, can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Is your mic die? See, we're still trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Use the equipment. Like I got all this stuff right here, but I didn't need to hook it up. But
yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
7-4.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're talking about as far as how many episodes we need?
Yeah. Remember you're saying something about 5 or something?
Well, what the Spotify was saying is for you to have a lot of attention or get a lot of engagement, you should have 5 or more within the first 20 days of putting on your podcast. So it's a good number to aim for. But if you have more, of course, you're going to get more attention, more engagement. So
Yeah, so like right now tonight we're streaming live on YouTube and on Twitter on X. So if
yeah,
people go live, they can see and comment and do all that.
yeah. And eventually we're going to be live on TikTok at the same time and Twitch once we get that all set up. But we could have up to 10 people on here, but we'll have our normal, crew that we have on here all the time.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So.
Well, that's pretty tight. And then you guys, man, like a couple of these guys right here, like Goose, Lolo, man, good folks to have on here. Good conversationalists, very, very intelligent. And I'm not saying that to like lick your hand or something. I know you guys personally. And
Yeah, because we would never want to make their head bigger than it already is already. Right?
exactly. We don't want that blood flowing that way. But you guys are very intelligent people. So your panel right here, just alone, it's very hard to find people. It's cool. It's good to find people that can talk, but it's very hard to find people who can talk about different subjects.
Yeah.
And by the sounds of it, like you guys got it going on, with chop it up, just by saying chopping it up. A little bit of hood in there, a little bit of everything thrown in to where we can talk about certain, you're not putting yourself in a box.
No.
So that you can bring everything up.
Yeah.
And that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah. So are there any topics or anything you want to talk about that something that's, strong in your mind or heavy on your, heart that you'd like to talk about?
For me myself, no, I'm pretty much like how this platform is right now with this podcast where it's chop it up. I'm
Go
one
with
of
the
those
flow.
that I love to chop it up. I love to talk. I love to talanoa.
Yeah.
Is what I said. I love to talanoa because through talanoa, through conversation, we learn about each other. We learn their backstory, and we don't really have to just ask, "Oh, what do you do?" or "What is this?" Just through the conversation as we're talking, we can kind of pick up
Yeah.
what this person, what his strong suit is, little things like that. So as what am I want to anything? There's nothing that's heavy on my heart. I live my life with no regrets, and that's just it. So there's nothing that I want to talk about or anything. Just I love to conversate.
So before you came,
Yeah,
we were talking about how in the Tongan culture, or not culture, but community, or even Polynesians per se, like if a child went to their father or their mother and said that uncle or auntie touched me in the wrong way,
yeah.
how they would always say, don't say anything, be quiet, we'll sweep it under the rug, it's embarrassing, we don't want to let it out, we're just gonna try to forget about it because it's ma to us or our family, right? So like
In
that's
the,
what.
well, that is in the denial stage at first, right? Is that what
Correct.
you mean?
Like a lot of times situations, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be rape. It could be a lot of like family situations where it's personal. They don't want to get out, so they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna sweep it under the rug," type of deal, and try to move forward without
Right.
even making it a public thing.
Mm.
Like, have you seen that in our community, and what are your thoughts on that?
Man, that's a great thing because I used to see, and not used to see, but I used to hear about that when I was young. That it happened in our community. Now in our community, either people are getting really good at hiding it, or it's really starting to die out. I haven't heard much personally. With friends, they haven't talked about it. They haven't. So to me, that subject right there just kind of not died out, but it just went slowly away. And the reason because it never really happened in my age group. Now, if that is it happening now, I don't know. You know. What would I
My
do if
dad,
it happened back
my,
then?
my, my dad used to tell me that if my uncle ever touched my balls, to remind him, "Koi ospe koi peao."
But that's how they.
Oh, damn.
How? This is exactly how they.
He said, "You're done now." Oh my
Is
god.
anybody
This is
co-signing that?
exactly
I want to
how
know
they
who
dealt
co-signed that.
with this type of thing. Like it was okay for what not. Let's say like if my young son was here, right, and my friends were here, and they would do this in front of me, and not in a bad way, but they will either try to pull my pants off and then tease me about, ew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That in that way, to us, it's okay because it's done in public. Now, if you're trying to do that like Uncle Bully did in the movie, on the down low, then that's different. But I haven't seen that though. So your question is kind of, for me, I wouldn't be any big help on that with our culture in that way.
Well, like I said, I don't think it just necessarily has to do with someone touching you or
Yeah.
molestation or whatever. But like a lot of times, like when I was younger, I would go to my dad and I would try to talk to him about something and telling him that I'm having a hard time with whatever it was, and he would just be like, "Be a man." You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it validated my feelings, right?
Yeah.
As a child, right? And so I feel like a lot of that stuff is just and I get it. I understand where he was coming from then, but sometimes, especially if it comes to that when it's rape or molestation, like those types of things, I've seen and heard cases where the parents just try to sweep it under the rug and say, "Don't worry about it,"
Yeah.
right? And then that just that just demoralizes that child at that point, right? Because the people that are supposed to love them the most and be there for them is trying to tell them that, hey, are you lying? Did it really happen? Why are you making this story up? Like instead of really talking to their child,
Right.
right? And trying to get to the bottom of it, right? And so that's where I'm at a lot, and that's where I feel like a lot of times a lot of kids lash out because of those things. They couldn't talk to their parents. And we as parents, we should have an open door policy that we can talk to them however about whatever else. About it.
Hmm. What do you think about the opposite side of that conversation where um, there are some kids or there are some people who are making claims and then you find out that it never happened? Everybody was on board about, wow, this messed up. And then, what do you think about that? You think that it kind of like begs to the question, should there be kind of like a process to figure out, what's going on before everybody, overreacts?
I hear the background music on the
Yeah.
thing, Alex.
What background music?
Yeah, now it's
Go
gone.
ahead, yeah.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear what I said?
Can you say it again?
No, I was saying, like about this conversation on the opposite side of the spectrum. There have been a lot of people who are a lot of youngsters who make claims that they were, molested or whatever, and then come to find out everybody overreacted, everybody was upset, and then it didn't really happen, and that person's life is ruined. What about that? Kind of quickness to react.
Allegations.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes people are quick to the Me Too movement show that oh, whatever you say, we're going to believe it no matter what.
Well, so like for me with my kids, if they come to me with a situation, I always listen. I always try to get their story. And as an adult, as their father, I try to process what they just told me. I look at them, how their body language is, how they are when they're telling me these things. And you're right. There's a lot of parents that will just hear this one thing and just react right away. They won't even take the time to sit down and try to figure out like what's going on before making that decision to how they're going to process that, right? But me personally, like when anything that my kids do, if it's bad or good, I always want to listen and then make sure that I process it because I'm the father, I'm the adult, and I can make the best decision based off of what they're telling me.
I'm not gonna lie. I would rather act and react when it comes to something like this. To me, it's I can forgive a lot of things in this world. Lie to me, steal from me, talk crap behind my back. I can forgive a lot of things in this world, but that action in itself, whether it's rape or molestation, um, in that sense, I'm just gonna apologize to the good Lord when I see him. Um, but I take it that serious for a reason. To me, that is a form of murder. Once you do that to a child, you have officially killed the person they were going to be. You've killed off the path that they were heading towards. So when you do that to a kid, to me, it's a form of murder. So I'll treat it as such. And that's just my take on it. I know that in circles, people think it's small-minded. People think it's this and that. It's fine. But that's just my thought process when it comes to this type of stuff.
No, no, I actually agree with that. But what I'm saying is, there's sometimes there's an overreaction without going to do any investigation if there's any truth to the matter. And then in the end, you find out that nothing ever happened. There was just a allegation that somebody made this up because they're upset about or they didn't, like that person. I think there's been times where people's lives have been ruined because,
Oh yeah.
and that's what I'm talking about.
I
And
believe that when
yeah,
because we've seen it with college players, right? We've seen a
Yes.
lot of them lose their career over false allegations, and I believe that those women should be doing the time that he would have had to do it
right.
if he was accused of rape. I think they should do that time in return
Yeah,
because that kid doesn't get his life back. That kid doesn't get to go to the draft where he was going to go. He doesn't get to pursue his dream at the same impact he could have done it if he didn't get, accused of that. And so
yeah,
when it comes to that stuff, I think that the it's just a tough thing to do when it comes to kids, right? Like,
yeah,
because then who's at fault when that kid makes that false allegation because they're still in the process of being raised?
yeah,
Was the parents? Like, are the parents the ones messing up?
yeah,
But when it comes to adults, I think false allegations, the person who's accusing people falsely should do the time that the person who got accused would have done if they were found guilty.
yeah. Because I agree with I agree with Inoke about sometimes a knee jerk reaction is not the most prudent way to go. Sometimes you should actually ask everyone questions. Be brave enough to go to the perpetrator and say, "Hey, did you do this? I need to know right now because I find out." And I think having that clarity to everybody that look, I'm not going to play around, but this is serious, and I just need to know what's true and what's not true. And I think
So
that's important.
so and this is the why it's great to have multiple minds, right? Because everyone has a different perception and a viewpoint on things, right? So what Gucci just said just clicked right in my brain. And so now there's a severity to things that you can listen to. After hearing that, this is how I'm going to process it. If my kid came to me and says someone raped me or molested me, oh, it's on site. You're gonna get what you got coming.
Yeah, I'm not asking questions.
Because and I feel like in most instances I would talk to my kids and find out, but like Goosey just said, I never ever thought of it like that, where it's you literally just murder the person that they could have been or wanted to be or could have been, right? Because you just literally took that away from them. You just ripped it away from them. But you know what I mean? You violated every part of that. And so to me, now that you said it that way, like I think of it in a different way. And I think like if it was something that severe, that's my reaction would be. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Now that I hear it from Gucci's point of view.
Yeah, and the reason why I bring that up because there have been instances where lately children would make these accusations because they had a friend that did the same thing and they got, all this attention and then they said, oh, they find out that person wasn't even in town or that, they just and so that's why I'm saying is there a way to like create a checkpoint where hey, I need to go through this to make sure that this is, I'm not overreacting. You see what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say?
I understand what you're saying. For me, it's like this. To even get that far, you have to be you should know your child already.
Yeah.
So if your child comes up to you and says that, of course I'm gonna be just like Kusi. You know, I'm gonna shoot first and ask questions later. But like what Lucille, what you're saying and asking is for me, it's like if you if the child comes up and asks me, am I gonna think twice and see, okay, he's uh I shouldn't think twice because I already should know. And so if he's coming to me, that means it's happened. So you shoot right from the hip from the get. And if it ain't happening, if it's and then okay, sorry. Well, that's it. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
With that situation.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like the severity of what your kid
Yeah.
is coming to you with. You're right. Absolutely right. You should know your child and this, that, and the other. But like, right, what we know nowadays too is our kids are influenced by so much things.
Yes.
Right, by teachers, by social media, by their phone, by anything. Right, there's so many different influences that our children are susceptible to when they get out of our house. Right, who knows what they're watching or seeing and what's going on. Right, so there's a lot of other things that could influence that child and maybe come home and say some random shit to you, like all outlandish. You know what I mean? But you're right. We should know our kids, and if our kids come to us with that and they're sincere, you know that they're sincere, then you already know. You know.
But like that's like with me, right? Like I know my son. Um, my son knows my sense of humor. I always make fun of him, like you're a soft ass. Go and rub some dirt on it and move on, shit like that. But he's still open with me about a lot of things about how he feels, stuff like that. I compare that to me. I was never able to get a lie across my dad. My dad knew when I was bullshitting. He always called it out from a mile away because he knew me.
Yep.
We get in a tussle at school, and I'm like, Dad, he started it. And I'm like, you're full of shit, and beat the shit out of me because he knew I was lying. If you know your kid well enough, and if that ever came up, I would have to trust my parenting that I know my
Right.
son well enough that he wouldn't bullshit about something like that. So
Right.
if he brought it to me, my trust, the trust I have in myself that I parented it correctly, that's all I gotta lay down. I gotta trust that, and then I gotta move.
Right.
That's it for me.
And
I agree.
the reason why I bring up that perspective is because Gusi, I mean, Inoke and Lolo know we talked about this before. Is you know, uh, a few years ago, I was accused of doing that to my daughter. Who, at the time, she said she was 16, and you know, there was no way I could have done it. And it was a FBI investigation. It was a CID investigation. It was pretty mean. I mean, it ruined my military career. But in the end, she said, "Look, I just made that up because I was commiserating with my cousins, and they did that to their dad, and you know, and so that's why I'm bringing that perspective because, and I'm trying to be a little vulnerable now, but like I think there's something to be said about not fully pumping the brakes, but just kind of like saying, hey, maybe we should really see if this person is, because I love my daughter and I want to believe her in everything, but she made these accusations when she was with her mother, and so I think that's the only reason why I'm bringing that perspective because
Well, I think your situation, Nusila, is there was a bad breakup, right? So I think that the situation is different, right? When you divorce your ex-wife, and then so now you have that, right? You have you, and then you have your ex-wife. Your ex-wife is influencing these children, right? Your guys' children in a bad way to hate their father, to say these things, right? So
right,
so like I feel like your situation, it's kind of a different situation because of your current situation that you went through or that situation you went through getting divorced and how she is brain putting this brain rot into your children's head about their father because she's upset that you guys got divorced, right? And
right,
so I think that whole situation is different and is on its own because of the things that go on with that situation, right?
yeah,
And I know there's probably people that are out there lying about it, but we're saying like in general, if your child came to you, you know what I mean? Like, and I know you feel like shit when your child is accusing you of this, falsely accusing you of this. As a man, I'd be devastated. Like me and Lolo told you, like, bro, you're a bigger man than me. There would have been heads moving and rolling already. You know what
right,
I mean? And so I feel like your situation is one off compared to just the general question as if our child came up to us as fathers and said, "Hey, someone did this to me." You know what I mean?
That's that
Yeah.
two-parent answer that you're getting.
Yeah, I'll give you the two parent
Right.
answer, not a bad divorce answer, a
You're
bad
right, but
breakup.
what I'm saying also is that in my situation, the other parent was the federal government, and no matter what my daughter says or anybody said, I was like, they would, even when they figured out that, hey, nothing happened, they still came to me and said, you just need to be a better person. And I was like, no matter what, in their eyes, because it was an allegation, I'm always going to be this kind of piece of crap. So that's what I'm trying to say is there has to be a way that we can approach these things so that that doesn't happen. I understand what you're saying. Especially if it's a younger child. I understand a younger child, but somebody who's 15, 16, do you start to say, "Hey, well, tell me what happened," and then, I know, I know initially you just want to go and beat the crap out of somebody, but I think it's at least a good conversation to have to see, because maybe there are situations where, even some youngsters decide to get attention that way.
Mm.
Yeah, and and you're right, because there's a lot of allegations anywhere, everywhere, right? And a lot of people are going to use that because that's the easiest way to get someone put in jail right away, right? Hey, this person did this to me, right?
Yeah.
And they're not going to even ask no questions. They're not even. As soon as you say this person did this to me and it was a lewd sexual act on a minor, you're going to get her. That person is getting arrested right then and there. They're not going to question you. They're going to lock you up and figure it out later, right?
Right.
That's exactly what's going to happen in this day and age. Um, and so, like, I feel like that is the worst situation that can ever happen to a child or a minor, right? Like
Right.
that type of thing, whether it's an allegation or not, we can't sit here and just allow it to happen. If we sit here and try to process these things too long, who knows? That person might fly out of the country. We'll never see them again. We'll never get
Right.
our justice or whatever the case may be.
I
But
think another thing to take into consideration is um that jacket that you put on somebody as a molester. It's a lot heavier and a lot more severe of a jacket to men than it is to women. They did a little social experiment where they lined up 20 or 100 women. They said, "Would you kill for your child?" And 99 of them said, "I don't know if I could kill for him." Then they lined up 100 men and they're like, would you kill for a child?" And a lot of them were like, "Kill for my child. I'll kill for your child. I'll kill for any child. What are we talking about?" So when it comes to harming children, that's a heavier jacket when it comes to men, the eyesight of men. Like, we look at molesters as the scum of the earth. They need to be buried underneath the prison. They look at, you know what I mean? And so that's something to take into consideration because I don't feel like, because when women make that accusation, they don't understand how heavy a jacket they're putting on that man if it's a
Yeah.
false accusation. That thing sticks forever.
True that.
and I think that's where it separates your situation from what the like two parent household that's under, because it's coming from a woman. Like
Right.
your ex is doing this to her, so she doesn't know how heavy that burden is that is being put on you as a father, right? Like if someone were to hear that, they would look at it and be like, what the hell, you know what I mean? Like that's crazy, you know what I mean? Let's tomate that guy.
Yeah.
Dude, if that ever like just thinking about that, I know none of my daughters would ever do that to me, but the betrayal of any of my daughters doing that to me, like that's enough for me to be like, all right,
That's where I am right
I don't
now.
know who you are, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's
if
where I
you
am
don't
right
know
now.
me and like to the point where you know and understand our relationship, and you do this to me and you don't understand that this is the worst a father can accusations from a daughter to a father, and you don't know how destructive that is, you're gone.
Yeah.
I'll never consider her. That's just me. I would never consider her family after that. If
I
she has the
sit in that
balls to do that, like you're gone. I don't know who you are.
I sit in that same boat with you, Lolo, because like I said, we see the severity of how heavy that jacket is
Right.
that they're putting on you. We look at all of us here know exactly how big of an accusation that is.
The worst.
The worst. And then
The
to your
Right.
own
worst.
child. So like the betrayal, I'm with you. Like I wouldn't be able to talk to our
Yeah.
child anymore. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to. Because you're willing to put that type of jacket on me after I cared for you, fed you, cared like loved you your entire life and made sure you were always comfortable and accepted. You never had to fear anything.
Got deployed in the military, fought against the
Exactly.
opposite people, the opposition. Like,
Yeah.
bruh. All right, so let me, since Lolo just said that, I have a question. Is it okay to just disregard some family members you don't get along with?
You
Like
don't
let
get
them go.
along with?
Like let them go.
Like if you had this, maybe it's not that severe as being called a molester, but just something you don't feel like you can forgive them for. Is that okay?
Like what?
Like
No,
let them
let's
go.
just say you you can forgive them, but do you need to be involved in their life anymore?
As far as what though?
All right, so I have a situation with my in-laws. People that are close to me know. No one on social media knows, but hey, we being vulnerable. Let's talk about it. Um, a few years ago, I had some complications. I got hurt, and then I was taking medication, and they gave me medication that had these bad side effects. I couldn't walk. Like I had very severe neuropathy. I couldn't walk. I literally lost my home. I lost everything I had. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. So I had to go to like therapy and do all these things to get better. Um, but in the meantime, we went to live with my brother-in-law, and my daughter was just born 2 months prior. And I started going to physical therapy. I started to go and get better. And I said, hey, I just need 2 months so I just started a new job. I was able to, I said, I just need 2 months and I'll be able to save enough money so we can move out. And they're like, okay, cool. So I go on a stint to Dallas. It's my first stint with this new company. I come back. This is like 3 weeks after we had that conversation. And I'm like walking up the stairs. We're planning on going somewhere, and he's walking down, and he looks up and he says, "You guys got to move out today." Right?
Just out of the blue.
Out of the blue. I just got home. I was in Dallas working for 3 weeks. So I look at him. I said, "What'd you say?" And he walked back up, and I said, "What'd you say?" And my wife and my kids and my 2-month-old baby, he said, "You guys all got to move out." Mind you, my wife is the oldest of their family. And in my mind, I just went blank because I was like, we had a conversation. I told you my situation. I was just getting better. I just started working. I got a job. I just need one more paycheck to move out. Long story short, I was like, all right, cool. I told my wife and my kids, all right, pack our stuff. I'll go get the U-Haul. We'll just go. Nothing. Walk downstairs. He comes outside. I was like, he was mouthing off, talking. I'm like, bro, whatever. It is what it is. And so we left. Long story short, we moved out. And from that day, like my thing is when you hurt my kids that are very innocent and have nothing to do with the problem, that's when I draw the line. And so from that day on, I told my kids, that's no longer your family. That's no longer your uncle. They're nothing to you. Because my kids, if you had a problem with me as a man, you would tell me to my face and I could move out and I could leave. But to do that to my 2-month-old child and my other 5 kids, I could never forgive someone for that. I can not never forgive them, but I could never make that right. I can never be back in that situation again where I'm friends with that person no more. I allow that person to be around me ever again. Because the next day when we unloaded my U-Haul at the storage, my kids crying to me, my 2 oldest sons telling me, Dad, How can my own uncle kick us out to the street like we're trash? I didn't have an answer for that because I would never do that ever in a million years to anyone. So like from that point on, I just cut them off. Everybody's cut off. Like I can't. And while they were sitting there watching my wife and kids load the U-Haul, drinking, they set up a table, drinking, and watching them move our stuff out of the garage, bro. Not even helping. This is their own sister and nephews and nieces. So that's why I asked that question. Like, and I know if my dad was still alive, he'd tell me, son, it's like, yeah, just forgive them. It's okay. Just move on. But I can't because you hurt innocent children that had nothing to do with the situation. And I had to feel the wrath when my children come to me and ask me those questions. And they're telling me and crying to me, why would somebody do this that's supposed to be our uncle and our family that loves us? Well, how could they do that to us? And like I told, and I know my dad. If my dad was alive, he would tell me, "Son, I'm sorry, because I know my dad. My dad forgave somebody for murdering my brother. I don't know if I'm that big. I don't know if I could. The guy only got manslaughter because my dad went to court and told him that we can't have another person lose their life because my son already lost his life. You have a child, you have a family. You can't be in jail for the rest of your life. The judge gave him manslaughter instead of first degree murder. He did 10 years and got out. Like, and that's why I like my dad is I try to be like my dad so much, but I don't know if I can do that in that instance to forgive somebody for killing my son. So that's why I asked that question. And everybody's situation is different. Everybody's level of forgiveness is different. I've forgiven them, but I don't need to be around them. I don't need them to call me. I don't care what they're doing. That, you know what I mean? Like, don't come around me. I could care less. You know what I'm saying?
What what is your wife's family?
They're
What
Tongan.
they're Tongan?
Yes.
And the next question is, what happened between your first conversation and you getting kicked out? What happened between that time?
And to be honest with you, I don't know because I left on a job to Dallas for 3 weeks and nothing happened between my wife and them. So I don't know if it was something that was going on with him, his wife, or their situation. So with us just being there, and I know living with people is difficult. I've lived with people before in my house, right? And it's hard to have someone else come in your space, right? And I totally get it. But if we had an agreement and a conversation, and then you just went like this, and like, man, I can't do it.
So he just all of a sudden, when you showed up back from Texas, hey, y'all gotta be out of here.
Yep.
He didn't tell you what the problem was, what his wife said, any situation like that.
Nope. Nope.
So did God?
So like
That's
further down the line, it says, oh, well, they let us stay there for 4 months and this, that, and the other. It was originally supposed to be for this long, but I was still in therapy and I was letting them know what I was going through with my health, right? And so I was updating them and they knew everything that was going on with me. So I feel like it was originally supposed to be a shorter amount of time. It took longer. And that's probably what stemmed what that came from. But it was never brought up to us prior to that.
But the original conversation was 2 months, but they kicked you out after 3 weeks.
Well, once I got a job, I said I need 2 months from that time. Once I got a job, we already had been staying there, and I was going through physical therapy and all this other stuff. And I said, once I get a job, I need 2 months so I can get paychecks, so that we can have income to move out. And this was literally the first check that I got paid once I got back from my trip to Dallas on my job, my new job.
So how long were you staying with them before the first paycheck?
It was probably 2 months before. We were there 4.5 months maybe total.
barely. Just
Yeah.
barely. Yeah, just barely. Man.
Kicking
And then out of
the-
the blue, this just happened.
Yeah.
And so
kicking
your
out the
question
picture
is,
crazy.
Like my thing is, here's my thing is like, for me is like, and I know a lot, like I said, if other people don't agree with me, like I cut them off. I told my kids, those are not your family members. We'll never talk to them again. If you grow older and become an adult, you want to talk to them, that's on you. But while you're living in my roof, I will never allow that.
Yeah.
Because of the pain that I feel for my children. Because somebody did them wrong and they're innocent in that incident, in that situation. You know?
Mm. Well, I hear two things going on here when I hear your story, and I know you sort of shared with that story with me, before, and I that's been a powerful thing to me when I thought about that. And the two things I hear is one issue I see, and I only have reference to people in the Polynesian community, my family, with this is that there's been so many times I haven't seen someone, or maybe somebody like I just met not long ago, and then you show up and they went from being this really kind person to hating your guts, and you find out that in the background there were conversations that made this person hate me. And I see that happen so much in our community that like, and you guys might have different experiences, but that's I used to say I have this power where I'll show up and somebody will hate me for something I don't even know I did, or or something they assumed I did. And I don't know if that's why your brother-in-law acted like that, but that's what I think happens a lot. And then number two, for me, my life has always been better whenever I offloaded people who are toxic in my life, especially even if they were close family members. And things were so much easier, and my life got so much better because even though they're your relatives, sometimes you got to say, this relationship right here is making my life harder. It's more of a heavier load to have you in my life. So you just kind of got to get rid of them. Those are the two things I see in this situation. And I think you probably are better off without that relationship in your life.
Here's the problem. The consequences that the kids are gonna their relationship, the kids' relationship, is gonna suffer because of how the parents aren't getting along. Because like my mom had problems with my dad's sisters, while we were growing up, but she never told us. And we grew up with our cousins, and we, created a great bond and relationship and everything. And then it wasn't until I was older, like in my 30s, that my mom told me how she was treated by my dad's sisters. And that, even at that age, I was like, what? That had an effect on me. And she said that I never wanted to tell you guys because I didn't want your guys' cousin relationship to be ruined or damaged by any means. Even though the parents were somehow, some way, messed up in their own way, and that's been, corroborated by other cousins and whatnot, that their generation. She didn't want us to be ruined as cousins. So the parents may be messed up, and that sounds messed up. Like Tongan brother kicking out a sister. That sounds messed
That's
up.
insane
Wow,
to me.
that's
Dude.
wild.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
A Tongan brother kicking out a sister, especially the oldest. Like,
Yeah,
damn.
especially like, and I'm not saying like it's just we know the aspect of your sister in our culture.
Yeah.
We know who they are to the family and who they are to us. So the through to your sister and her family is insane. To me,
Yeah.
like I feel like moving on. I feel like you're good. Um, but just speaking from experience, as long as you're not harboring anything
Oh yeah, I let it go.
and you've just let it go,
It's
I think you're
peacefully
better off.
gone.
Yeah,
But
I
every
think
time
you're
like
better
when I
off.
talk about it, I become emotional because of my kids,
Oh,
right? But
awesome.
the other thing is my wife. She's the oldest. I told her, babe, don't let my relationship with your siblings affect you. Those are still your siblings. But when she goes and reaches out and there's nothing in return, she gave up because she's trying. She tries and tries and
The
tries.
other half didn't try. Or this,
And they're not responding. So she as the oldest sister, I know it hurts her, but she gave
Right.
up because it was enough. She tried to put it out there. Hey, how you guys doing? Text them. How you guys doing? This, that, and the other. Because I never told her to make my feelings be her feelings towards them. I said, those are still your siblings. You love them. You care for them. You guys hang out. You guys want to go hang out? Go hang out. It won't be at my house. You know what I mean? That's all I asked. And she understood. So to this day, yo, my in-laws, they love me. They love my kids. They come over once. Oh, just mute yours. Oh, it's muted. Oh, it's muted. It's good. And so my in-laws, they come over here once or twice a week, hang out with us, chill. Like we still got a good relationship with my father-in-law, my mother-in-law. And that's all that matters to me because I want them to see my children and them to have their grandparents.
Mm.
And are they Siashi too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the disconnect.
Yeah, it's hard to dissect. I don't know.
They're Tonga, they're Siashi, the oldest sister. What is he? Is he the oldest boy?
He's the older. He's right below my wife.
And how were they raised?
I
Tonga?
still don't see it.
They were raised Tonga, but I mean they were raised in LA, so I mean they
I
did.
think it's from what I hear, I think it just sounds like it was a personal thing on him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I say, like, if you had something personal with me, harboring with you,
and it could be towards you
or whoever,
situation.
Yeah,
but it's all on him. You know, he didn't even think about, oh, I'm gonna hurt my nieces and nephews by doing this. At that time, that's what I feel and see.
Yeah,
like it's on him. Did you do anything wrong? It don't sound like it.
Are
and
you
like I
cool?
said, I know there's two sides to the story, but this is my story. Everything that I know that went through and happened, and my wife can vouch for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's no like for me, my thing is like, bro, if you had an issue, hey guys, can we have a conversation without the kids around? That would have been more of the adult thing to do, right? Then figure it out. Okay, well, my wife doesn't like you guys being here. You guys are already here for 2.5 months, and you guys should probably think about moving out. Okay, cool. Tell us that, right? Not just, hey, you got to move out.
Gotta move with no explanation.
Yeah, and then we never knew that the whole backstory from him because we never talked ever again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How long ago was this?
This was about right before COVID.
Damn.
So I've been in this house from that situation. I moved to my brother-in-law's house that lives down the road for like 3 weeks, and then we moved into this house. So I've been in this house. I moved into this house 2 weeks before they shut the whole country down for COVID.
Right.
So I've been here almost 6 years. I mean, 6 years now.
Are you still cool and the kids still cool with each other? Are you still cool with his kids and the wife, and are your kids still cool with the kids?
No.
And who ended that relationship?
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know if he doesn't. If my kids, I think my kids still talk to their kids, but he only has 2 older kids and younger kids. So I think my kids still talk to their oldest daughter.
For you personally, you cut it. You cut.
Yeah, I don't talk to them.
Yeah,
I don't talk to them. I don't care to be around them. I don't care what they do. No matter.
I do the same thing.
You know,
I would do the same thing. My situation is a little different. My situation is different with me and my wife. My wife is the same like you. She cut off her whole family, you know, and she just barely started talking to her dad. In the meantime, me and her dad and all her brothers, I'm cool with them. She lets me do, talk to them, call them, or whatever. But whoever that she had already cut off, well, she said she cut you off. She cut you off, on her siblings. But that has nothing. It don't affect me or my daughters and what goes on.
That's what I told my wife. I said, babe, just because your family to me is not my family. I don't care anymore. Don't let that affect your relationship. Yep. But after months and months and years of trying,
if they ain't trying,
my wife was like, I'm done. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm done.
If they ain't trying,
well, like I said, like my in-laws still come over. We're cool. My father-in-law, mother-in-law, they were just here yesterday.
I'm just gonna answer this and then I'm gonna go freaking. I gotta sleep for work. But Fucks that nigga, dog. You know what I mean?
You know,
I can't
it's
find if I can't find where he didn't do or say
and
or
that's
doesn't
what I'm
make
saying.
sense.
Like
It's like,
for
man,
me,
fucks that nigga. You don't need that nigga in your life.
shut up. Now,
He's a
I'll be
bitch.
talking about. I was
That's
raised
what
as
that
a
is.
Tongan.
He's a
I was
bitch.
raised as a Tongan. I
That's
went to
all I was
Tonga,
thinking.
and I'm like, man, I can't figure. I could
It
never
takes a
figure it
different.
out. Connect the dots,
It
right?
takes a
Yeah,
it's
And
one
so it
thing.
was
It takes
like,
a different type of bitch to chase away your sister,
yeah,
your oldest
Yes,
sister,
oldest,
and
as a
her
matter of fact.
kids.
yeah,
And her
hmm,
kids. I
yeah.
don't have any biological sisters, but if any of my female first cousins came to me right now, I'll fucking uproot and they can take however many rooms they need, and I'll go to the living room, go to the basement. I would not. That's a bitch, is what that is.
Yeah.
I tried
trying
thinking of it
to,
too, Lolo. That's why I was Lolo. That's why I've been sitting here the whole time. Was like, man, like what reasoning?
Yeah,
Oh, Goya, he's a bitch.
it's yeah.
and
I
that's what,
couldn't find
like I
it, so I
said,
was like,
man,
hey, you
like,
know what?
and bro,
Fuck that nigga.
I
Yeah,
so just a little backstory.
he
I've been
found the
with my
answer.
wife. Oh, did
Is that
you
that me?
unmute? Oh, yeah, muted. No, it's
You
good.
can tell when I'm on the
Yeah,
internet.
so check it out. I've been with my wife for going on 22 years. So now, okay, Leka now they were all in middle school, high school. We basically those are like my little siblings, man. And I love these kids raising. We would travel from Utah to San Diego State. We would drive to different cities because he played football at San Diego State, my wife's oldest brother. We would support them. I love them as my own because I'm the youngest of my family, so I never had younger siblings, right? So we always I loved all those kids. I loved her family, her siblings, her mom and dad, aunties, uncles, everybody. And I'm like thinking of like man, it's just random, bro. Like
That's crazy.
a nigga needed help for a little bit. I'm trying to get back on my
Yeah,
feet, bro. You know what I mean? And then it was like I came home. I'm like, damn, this we supposed to get ready to go somewhere, and it's like, oh, y'all got to get out. And I'm like, I couldn't think straight. So I was just like, well,
yeah,
let's go get the U-Haul and move our stuff out, and you know,
Well,
yeah.
without having to like complicate, like Lolo, no, for real, like that. That's the simplest way we can put it. Is like there's
Yes,
no.
sir. Yes, sir.
He's a bitch.
But that, yeah, but that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
That was
You know,
good.
there are these
Yeah.
people they'll harbor and they'll start this anger against you,
Yeah, he
and
was
then
fucking,
you have no idea why they're mad at you. You know.
and that's the problem. Like, if there's something, if I ever had any grudge with about something, I would have, or even bad feelings about, I would address them. That's just me, and that's how anyone should be. And it shouldn't have to be confrontational. It should be like, hey, I have an issue. Let's sit down and have a conversation because that's what adults do. It shouldn't always be confrontational and let's go fight or let's go do this or do that, right? But that never happened. So that's why I was like, this is crazy. And my wife and all my kids are standing behind me as he's doohooing to us. You have to leave. And my 2 month old baby girl in my wife's hand. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And so that's why I said like I said I forgive him for my sanctity, but I don't need to be around them. I don't care what they do. I don't care none of that.
yeah. If he ever came out with something that I deemed, reasonable or at least rational as to, I'd be like, why the hell didn't you just tell the nigga that? Like, you should have just told him that. Like, if that was, if it was that reasonable, right? Like say it's the wife. The wife wanted y'all out, and he wanted to take the brunt of the, of whatever it was. That would make sense to me. But tell them it's your sister, it's your brother-in-law, But as it sits right now, based on the investigation we have just done with your side of the story,
Yeah,
yeah, he's a bitch.
he's a
I
bitch.
gotta go.
I like, and I really take my
Okay, Lolo.
dissecting
What a way
skills.
to sign
I take
off.
my dissecting skills like very seriously, and I've
Yeah,
dissected all of it, and I've
yeah,
put this big ass equation together. And at the bottom of the equation, there's two underlines underneath the word bitch, bro.
yeah. Yeah, mine has 3 + 3 quotation marks, or I
Yeah,
mean, exclamations.
exclamation points, huh?
Kona,
Yeah,
golly. I should have signed
Okay,
off while I was on top. Okay, I'll find to go down.
about the Lolo.
love
Hey,
you, brother.
Lolo.
Hey, Alex, end it, and then we'll just stay on here and talk.
You want me to end it now?
Yeah, you don't mind?
Sure.
Yeah,
You good?
I'm good.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us and being here with us. And we'll have probably be. You guys think we get on tomorrow or
Whenever, just hit the group chat.
all right? So
You guys are gonna get on tomorrow. Let's set me up on that, and we can.
yeah. So we're our days are between Sunday and Wednesday right now, and try and keep it in those days. So, off to everybody.
Hey, what kind of lollipop you have in your mouth?
Which one?
Oh, or is that just a toothpick?
Why you always want a lollipop in my mouth?
Oh,
We're
sorry.
finding out right now.
Well,
That's the last thing everybody's gonna think right now about you wanting a lollipop.
Damn, I told him to end it. He didn't hit the end button.
Off to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Light it up. Grab a drink, we bout to chop it up. Yeah. Yeah. Chop it up. Chop it up. We just vibing, never rush. Real talk, no filter, no front. Laughing loud, that's how we run. Chop it up, chop it up. Best nights when the words don't stop. From the soul, yeah, we keep it a book. That's the vibe when we chop it up. Pull up, no plan, just a move. Kicks on the couch, we in the groove. Yeah. Deep combos at 2 a.m. Fix the world and we laugh again. No phone, just us and the vibe. Truth on the table, we keep it live. We just vibing, never rush. Real talk, no filter, no front. Laughing loud, that's how we run. Chop it up. Best nights when the word don't stop. From the soul, yeah, we keep it above. That's the vibe when we chop it up. Yeah. One more